This is the Rest of Everest video podcast, an almost unabridged expedition experience. Episode 3, Kathmandu, Part 2.
Hey, you.
Hello everyone and welcome back to the Rest of Everest video podcast. I'm John Miller. Thanks for joining us. Today I am speaking with Ben Clark. How you doing, Ben?
What's up, John? Doing good.
Awesome. And also on the line today is Major King. How you doing, Major?
Hey, John. I'm good, man.
Great. Well, today is the episode that most people have probably been waiting for. We get to see Everest for real for the first time up close from an airplane. And hey, if you're joining us for the first time on this episode, take a look at the other episodes. This is a podcast that runs in chronological order, so it might help you to understand the whole expedition. If you start from the intro episode 0, and work your way forward, we'll give you time to catch up, no problem. But today we got a lot going on. This is Kathmandu, and let's roll the videotape.
What are you doing? I'm looking for Major.
Where the hell is Major?
You never know. Getting delayed yesterday.
He decided to stay in Thailand because it was nice and warm.
Never fun leaving somebody behind. That's absolutely the worst feeling. But we had to get here.
You know what I love about this airport is I still have my visa photograph, that they take right there in the airport.
Oh yeah, those things are classic.
Yeah. I had mine laminated on a media pass for the Colorado High School Activities Association.
Nice.
It's like a joke, but it's a reminder of where I came from.
Yep.
Hey, real quick, guys, you won't actually see Major, and a guard came up to me and stuck a gun at me, saying don't film there, so I politely stopped rolling, so that's why that ends suddenly. But
I thought that was really nice of you to cooperate.
Hey, you do what you can. But here we are actually at the largest stupa in the Kathmandu Valley. This is Boudhanath. It's a big one. It's a cool place.
She reminds me of my grandmother. She's a happy lady. This is for you. Thank you. Thank you.
I don't know, this is kind of like ground zero for Kathmandu, isn't it?
Uh-huh.
Well, apparently it used to be out in the country, but Kathmandu filled in around it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's enormous. It's like 40 meters high, something like that.
Yeah.
I think it dates back to the 5th century.
But what you don't see is the Marriott Hotel 3 blocks away that they were building.
This is on the way into the stupa.
Real cacophony of sounds at this place.
Oh yeah.
Now the elephants, that's specific to Buddhism, right? It's not a Hindu thing, it's a Buddhist thing?
Well, as I understand it, and I wish I knew more. I'm pretty ignorant about it, but this is dedicated to the Buddhist traditions, and there's another temple that's dedicated to the Hindu traditions, about a couple of kilometers away, that we did not visit. Wish we had more time.
Those buildings, all those details. Yeah. Everywhere you go, the eyes of Buddha.
Yeah.
Those are enormous too, yeah.
Colorful.
It's a very striking place. And this is one of the largest prayer wheels I'll probably ever see.
Yeah, I think that's a safe assumption. So that's a cool shot there. I like that shot.
Yeah, Major took this. It's probably one of my 5 favorite shots.
Absolutely.
Of the whole trip. It's just beautiful. The light was just perfect there. Our little butter lamps. And this is a view up from one of those buildings around the perimeter. It's from a restaurant where we got chicken chili. Remember that, Ben?
Yeah. Oh man, that place was great.
Fanta orange.
Yeah, nice view from that place.
This is back
This
from
is
the,
on top of the roof.
yeah, the hotel roof, our office. We
There's,
spent a lot of time up there.
The monkey temple sound too.
And those birds always cooperated in those shots. Made it look
Yeah.
real nice. So this is back at the airport, and we're getting ready to take a scenic flight.
This was away from the main terminal, though, right, John?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's like
Ladies
this
and
charter
gentlemen,
flight, part of
John
the.
Miller.
Excuse me. Where you guys from?
England.
England?
Yeah.
Going trekking?
Yes,
Yeah,
we
we're
are.
going to base camp.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah.
Nepal side?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Excited?
Yeah.
Yeah, getting nervous now.
Yeah.
We
How
are.
come you decided you want to do this?
Dad suggested it and we went, yeah, and then it suddenly happened. And we decided last October we were going to do it. So we've sort of got our asses in gear and done it now.
So how long you gone for?
We come back in 2 weeks, I think. We're doing 15 days of actual trekking. So
You feel safe?
At the moment.
yes, we do.
At the moment.
So,
Not concerned about Maoist rebels or anything like that?
I think no, they've called truce now with them, so
Okay.
we're fine with them.
You know, if I had it to do all over again, I would have taken time off after college and gone to Nepal and just hung out for like a whole season.
Yep.
You know, so you had time to do stuff like this and just meet people and kind of just, you know, be out there for a while before you sign your life away to work.
Yeah, absolutely.
Buddha Air. Fly in peace.
I don't think you get quite this much access to the cockpit in the U.S.
Yeah, good point. Different time and place. May not even there now. Who knows?
Yeah, who knows? That's the Kathmandu Valley. And there's where we just were.
It's amazing how striking that is from the air as well.
Oh, it's just enormous. Just a big mandala.
You see the two peaks at the back, you see the two peaks very close to each other. One is the Mount Everest on left, and right one is the Los fourth highest. Further right you see the pointed peak, that's Makalu, fifth highest. And slightly right of the Makalu,
Look at that thing.
closer to us, that's Numbu. On left of the Everest you see the two peaks, one is the Choyu and the other Gachu.
It's pretty amazing when you think about it. You know, the highest point on the planet.
It's just an amazing place. Look at that.
Yeah. There's Alaska is like the Himalaya, but the Himalaya is unlike anything else.
Did he let you fly the plane, Major?
I think so, with my butt.
With a microphone in one hand and control.
I don't remember a hold of that microphone. Who did that? That wasn't me, was it?
I think he grabbed it from you, and he held it
Okay.
very, very cooperative. He was
I
on
think
board.
he was probably a DJ at night.
Those are some young mountains. Look at that.
Oh, man.
Look at that. Yeah. Man.
I think the amazing thing is, like, you know, there's just an unlimited supply of mountains to climb, you know?
Everywhere.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah.
If you've been to Kathmandu and you haven't been to this place, too bad.
This place is awesome. This is actually, I think, one of my more fonder memories of Kathmandu. It was just nice to have breakfast outside on a warm, sunny day. And there was like some kind of citrus tree in that courtyard too, right? Like a grapefruit tree or something?
Yep. They had a lot of crazy stuff in there.
Do you have any kids?
I mean, for a place with basically the same elevation as Denver, it's a little more tropical, a little more temperate.
More humid.
3.5.
Oh, really? Ah.
Small.
Yeah, it is small. That's good years, man. Enjoy that.
Yeah.
Of what?
This is Tamel. It's a free-for-all. These are the the little climbing shops you get where everything's a knockoff. So instead of Patagonia, you get like Pataronia. And then Mountain Hardware, it's Mountain Hardware.
Snow Alpine.
Exactly.
New Orleans Cafe. In the middle of Canal. That.
Comfortable for Westerners, but perhaps a little too Westernized if you want that true Kathmandu feel, you know?
Yeah. Back in the office. Now, what Ben and I are doing is we're hooking up the satellite modem. We were
okay, red button must mean
given that by CNN so that we could send back video and audio and email and everything. Back in 2003, we didn't realize it, but we were actually podcasting
Denver,
from
Atlanta,
the base camp.
Torrington, Wyoming.
Wow.
We got Loveland.
All right.
We've got Tennessee. We had Nevada. Torrington's my mom. Don't spoil it. New York's my mom.
It's amazing. I mean, like, it was 120 before. We've probably got 150 people now. You know a Chris Miller?
We're from Nevada City, California.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I think that might be my twin brother.
Hey. Wooster, Ohio. Nampa, Indiana. Fort Collins. Clarksville. Orlando, Florida. I don't even know what to say. It's fascinating to me to be able to share it with people, you know, all over the nation. And I'm over here and going to be in one spot. And it's, you know, for 60 days. That's just incredible.
Just love how just a few years ago blogging was just not really heard of. Now it's commonplace.
And what inspired you to come over here and do this?
Well, I came over here and then got doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Ben, who's this?
Yeah, I came here to live in 1960.
This lady's got it dialed. You cannot, there's no way you're going to fly into Kathmandu and go climb a peak and not already have a phone call from her by the time you get to your hotel. She and her staff have interviewed everyone that's going anywhere on your way in, and then when you come out, you see them again. And that's pretty interesting. It's put together, running the Himalayan database and keeping track of all the different ascents that have gone on over there. That's still kind of the kingdom. That's where the secrets of the mountains are still really held.
Organizations would not permit American staff to have private cars.
Really?
Because half of the cars in Kathmandu would be big American cars driven by big Americans. So there were very few women to be seen on the streets. And the men, you saw men, and most of them walking or on bicycles. Very few even motorbikes. My God, not the motorbike fusion we have now.
Were there a bunch of were there people riding on the rickshaws, and what were they? How were they getting around?
Mostly foot and on their own bicycles.
Huh.
No. And the men wore Nepali clothes. They didn't wear Western.
Yeah,
no blue jeans had come here by that time. Well, there were no street lights. There was one bus line from a park in Kathmandu to across the river to the city of Patan.
Huh. What was Tamil like? Was it?
It wasn't. It was rice fields.
This to me is interesting to hear her talk about how Kathmandu used to be and how it
first hotel in all of Tamil was a Kathmandu
just like
guest house.
most places in the world.
And then, and that was surrounded by rice fields.
Yeah.
Then slowly, others built around here, and then they crowd in, go up 6 floors.
Yeah.
No, it's just totally different.
Yeah. I've got actually Lawang Danda, Lakpanuru, and Awachiri. So we're all Lawang's leading the trip, and then I'm climbing. We just call it Mountain of Dreams.
I'd call it anything you do. What's your name for it?
Mountain of Dreams.
Mountain Dream. That's all.
Mountain of Dreams. Yeah, that'll be our expedition.
No Everest, none of that stuff.
Some of these forms are funny though.
Questions you don't ever think you'll be asked.
And you're on the normal North Col route. And when do you leave Kathmandu to go to Tibet?
We leave day after tomorrow, so
10. Yeah, today's the 8th. And you go by road to base camp.
To Jammu.
You're going to have lots of company on the mountain.
That's what I hear. There's 20 different expeditions.
So roughly when are you aiming to be on the summit?
You know, I mean, there's always that arbitrary 10th of May deal, but I'm looking at mid-May to late May.
Yeah, 10th of May is I mean, the
successes
have gone...
Did she say how she ended up in Kathmandu? Because she's British.
A little bit later in the calendar, in the month.
No, she's American.
So 15
she is.
to 20?
25th, 26th, something like that. That's what I'm
15
hoping.
to 25.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like the longer we acclimatize, the better the chances.
And you're going to have queues too. I mean, there'll be traffic jams perhaps on the second step, the ladder.
I know. That's a dangerous spot.
So when do you figure you come back to Kathmandu?
Hopefully no later than June 10th.
When are you leaving Nepal?
That's when we plan to leave, so June 10th. Hopefully we should be here back by the 5th of June.
Okay, whenever you come back by road from base camp. Right, well I guess that's the basic outline now. Please tell me about yourself. I've got one of these from Toyo, but it's a different mountain and a different file. I'm as bureaucratic as a government is.
Now I get a close-up on this form. It's funny. You see, single, married, divorced, living with girlfriend are the choices you get.
The kingdom needs to know.
Climbers.
I really appreciate what you've done.
I'm crashing on my girlfriend's couch.
For as long as you've done it, because I'm a big history buff in some ways, and it's like when it comes down to these places, it's just so cool to know that somebody actually cares enough to come in here and to have done this.
Well, it's a complicated job. There's so many teams that I can't do them all myself.
I know.
I have a very good Nepali assistant, and he meets a lot of teams for me.
Does he?
Mm-hmm. And he's good. He's really good. Very reliable. Very responsible, very conscientious.
That's cool. So where do you, I mean, do you do this for, I mean, how do you make money to live here?
These are my subscribers.
Uh-huh.
I send a report at the end of each major season, mainly in the spring and the autumn, fall. Well, you're going to find now there's quite a different situation with all these people there. And difficulty maybe in finding campsites. Everybody wants to have a camp at the North Col, 7,000 meter. Everybody wants a camp at 7.9. Mm-hmm. Everybody wants a camp at 8.2, 8.3.
Right.
So, first come, first serve.
Right.
And the ladder on the second step is going to be a real traffic jam, which can be quite dangerous, of course, if you're trying to come down and everybody else is going up.
Right, true.
And your feet are cold, and your hands are cold, and if you get stuck there for an hour or so, you know what can happen.
Yeah.
You have real injury, frostbite injury.
Mm-hmm. Do you think has been the most significant transformation of the climbers you've documented since, I mean, you started doing it on Everest? I mean, what have you seen change the most about Everest other than the trash?
Well, there's been the development of the so-called commercial expeditions, of course, which means that Everest is accessible to a lot of people who would not ordinarily put together an expedition. They go through all the bureaucratic procedures and work out budgets and raise funds and find the oxygen, hire the Sherpas and all this preliminary work, administrative work.
Right.
And they just buy a ticket and come. Now that makes it accessible to people that, as I say, wouldn't otherwise go to the mountain. And one thing about commercial expeditions is, well, there are different kinds of commercial expeditions. It's a very broad, loose term. Some provide a lot of services and some provide very basic, minimal services. And a climber must know exactly what he's getting and is not getting for his money. On the other hand, on the part of the commercial organizers, they have to be very careful in the people that they accept. Now, this isn't always the organizers' fault if they get people that really shouldn't have been there. because some people just fake their backgrounds and even get slightly falsified or distorted, I guess I should say, not falsified, medical recommendations. And then they have a serious medical problem, and the leader can't say, well, look, well, what are you doing here? You said you were in good health. Well, I didn't remember that I had this, or the doctor said it was gone, and I didn't need to worry about it. But altitude can exacerbate problems that you wouldn't normally consider as a problem at sea level, or even where you live, even in Denver maybe. So it's a two-sided matter. There are a few, because like yourself, because you love climbing, it's a big challenge. It's the biggest, perhaps. On the route you're on, it's not the technically most challenging on Everest.
You a pansy, Ben?
It's not easy. It's not a walk up by any means, of course.
I did what I could.
But there are some other routes that are more technically challenging, and they're very seldom attempted. This spring, there's one Englishman and one South African woman and 2 Sherpas who are going to try an entirely unattempted route on the east face at Baghdad, gigantic east face.
I don't think so.
Now that is technically challenging indeed, because nobody's ever really been to it to climb. The man, the British man, has trekked around and had a look. But having a look and something trying to do it is quite different, of course, obviously.
This is true.
So that's going to be an interesting climb. You'll never see them. They're way around on the other side, and their base camp isn't anywhere near your base camp. You've got all that gigantic mountain between the two of you.
Maybe we'll see him on top.
Maybe we'll see him on top.
Good
Good call there.
It'd be nice if you're successful.
That'll be successful.
That's a bonus.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to run along and see another expedition.
Yeah.
So I think I'll have to leave you.
Well, Liz, it was a pleasure to meet you. Thank you so much.
Very much a pleasure for me.
I really appreciate it.
And I wish you all the best.
Thank you.
Somebody can detach me.
Yes. Someone detach me.
Turn her off.
I thought it was real important to put Liz, all that interview in there, because she is she's quite the wealth of knowledge on the Himalayas. You wouldn't think a woman of her size would know as much as she does about mountain climbing and expeditions, even though she's not a mountain climber. But I just felt it was really important to put that in there, because she's definitely a part of the expedition experience.
Oh yeah, I found myself not wanting to say anything because I just want to hear what she's got to say.
Well, that's it for the episode, guys. Thanks so much for joining me. Major, thanks so much.
Yep, see you next time.
And Ben, yeah, appreciate it, guys.
No worries, man.
So
Thanks,
thanks so much.
Later.
Well, thanks for watching, everyone. As always, our announcer is Marlon May, and the wonderful music you hear is provided by Wendy Wu. Check her out at wendywu.com. Tune in next week, and we'll have a lot more from the Kathmandu Valley. Thanks so much.
Thank you for watching The Rest of Everest. For more information on the expedition, please visit therestofeverest.com.